after Sean Spicer abruptly resigns as White House press secretary following Anthony Scaramucci's appointment to become the president's communications director. This morning, President Trump himself hitting on a variety of topics during a 2-hour tweet storm. Joining us now, Wendy Osefo, liberal political commentator and a professor at Johns Hopkins University, and Tammy Bruce, radio talk show host and Fox News contributor. Well, it was Anthony Scaramucci's first day on the job yesterday, and President Trump sent 10 tweets this morning. So any sign of things changing, Wendy?
Well, honestly, I just feel as though the tweet storm was just another mosaic in the crumbling tile that is almost become endemic to the Trump administration. With the appointment of Scaramucci was an opportune time for them to say, you know what, let's hit the reset button. Instead, we woke up this morning to an obscene amount of tweets. And to make it even worse, he asserted that he had absolute pardon power. And that's not true. Quite frankly, the president, he can pardon anyone he wants to, but the framers and the Constitutional Convention did not intend that the president can pardon himself. So he does not have absolute power, and he should start governing as such.
President Trump gave Scaramucci high marks for his style at the podium yesterday. Is it possible they named him to the wrong job? Might they decide he would be a better fit as press secretary, regularly briefing reporters over handling the big picture stuff?
To be quite honest, I said to myself while he was talking, I was like, this guy's as smooth as silk. He definitely has the gift of gab. And I said, this is actually a great press secretary right here. He did a phenomenal job on the first day, but the real work is ahead. And it's yet to be seen how he'll be able to navigate the communications department, which right now is in crisis. But I do think Scaramucci is going to bring a different flair and a different flavor to this administration.
Tammy, let's bring you into the conversation.
Great. Thank you.
First, your reaction to the shakeup at the White House yesterday, and is the president going to change his ways in terms of his Twitter account?
You know, I think I'm going to mirror a lot of what my colleague has just said. I think it's great. One of my pet peeves from day one has been that the communications department was filled with individuals who did not necessarily have the president's best interest in mind. He was definitely trying to adapt to the establishment, if you will. He wanted to be fair. He wanted to cooperate and make deals. But the fact is, he's learned that he's got to have individuals who understand him, that have known him, that understand his style. And remember, leadership is not about slowing yourself down to stay with people who can't keep up. It's about having people around you who can keep up with you, and that's their job, and who understand what the message is. Anthony Scaramucci is going to be able to do that. And, you know, he's not just a smooth operator. The reason his press conference went so well yesterday is because he's a genuinely nice guy. The journalists who know him like him. The people who know him like him. And this is a man like most Americans who simply committed to the United States and to the success of the president's agenda, which will make the difference for the individuals who not just voted for the president, but even for those who didn't. This is about making America great, but for everyone across the board. And Anthony Scaramucci, I think, is a perfect example of that kind of an individual.
Well, let's take a listen to the new White House communications director just hours after he was appointed to the post.
What is the first thing you're going to change to try to right this ship and put it on a course?
Again, I take issue with that. I think the ship is going in the right direction. I think we've got to just radio signal the direction very, very clearly. I like the team. Let me rephrase that. I love the team. So the Navy SEALs would tell you that if you want to eat an elephant, you got to eat it one bite at a time. And Sarah and I are going to do that together. And we get to everybody.
President Trump gave him high marks for yesterday. He's a New Yorker. The president's a New Yorker. I was born in New York City. We're a different breed than a lot of folks in the rest of the country. If he sounds like the president, does the president want him out there briefing every day?
Well, you know, I think that this is, he's a communications director for a reason. That job is about keeping the team together and focused. And this is what's important. And the president's got to know, and this is important also to keep groupthink from slipping into the White House. Anthony Scaramucci has been critical of the president in the past. That's been discussed. I was not immediately with the president through the campaign last year, but those of us who were critical and then were persuaded to support him are the best people to be able to discuss the nature of what's going on and to persuade others, because we know of the nature of the man now and what's worth supporting. So the Twitters, I think, are a good example of the president being able to make sure the left does not control the complete narrative. I think that's important, but you need people around him who can help facilitate the president's best self while not interrupting the nature of what got him into the presidency and what the American people like, which is a man who is shaking up the status quo, because what's been happening before, Mike, clearly has not worked.
Right. There were plenty of signs of dissatisfaction with the communication shop at the White House. We'll see if the shakeup will continue. Tammy, Wendy, thanks so much for your time. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks.
You too. Thank you.